Stop number 26 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Richmond International Raceway. It's here for the running of the Federated Auto Parts 400 here at the 3/4 mile D-shaped track. And this signals 10 races remaining after this race here in the season. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty as far as the points chase is concerned. So we'll see what happens here. On the Pole Verdes event, car 22, the Bristol winner, William Duncan, the Maxwell House Ford, car 22. Beside him, the number 42 Mellow Yellow Pontiac of Sonoma winner, Kyle Matthews. He's alongside. Row 2 has Arnold Columbia, car 27, the Kodiak Pontiac. And beside him, the number 1 Skull Classic Ford of Trent Dunham. Row number 3, one of the hot contenders for the championship, Jessica Shelton, car number 9, the Coors Light Ford, one of the contenders for a repeat championship in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, trying to be one of those, trying to win it for the second time. Beside her, it's Stephanie Naylor, car 26, the Quaker State Buick, an all-girl row 3. Ian Dutta has the inside row number 4, and number 25 Kodiak Chevy Lumina. Beside him is teammate Cole Daly, number 24 DuPont Chevrolet, the Jeff Gordon colors. Row 5 has Dalton Day, the Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile, car number 20, the winner of the season at the first Michigan event. And he'll be alongside the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac Grand Prix of Dylan Young. Then it's going for the Richmond sweep, Dylan Poteet, car 31, the Mom and Pop's Lumina, 3-time winner this season. And he'll be alongside Kyle Sosnowski, car 7, the Hooters Ford. And here comes the command to fire him up here at Richmond.
Drivers, start your engines!
Hanging to fire the engines as we get set for 40 laps of madness here at Richmond International Raceway. And so it usually ends up being here at Richmond is madness. And it's about like what we saw earlier at Bristol, so we'll see what happens here. William Duncan's only win came on a short track, and he's looking for his second win of the season. So too is Kyle Matthews, both looking for win number 2 on the season. As we get set for green flag racing here, and we are underway here at Richmond. The Federated Auto Parts 400 is on. This is usually known as a trouble spot here, turn number 2. And they got 3 wide here, Dalton, Day, and Dutta, and Cole Daly, and whoa, Dalton get a loose coming out of turn number 4. Here comes Poteet underneath him. Arnold Columbia takes the number 1 spot here, but here comes Shelton on the inside of William Duncan. Stephanie Naylor trying to shove Jessica, while Trent Dunham's trying to shove William Duncan, but the draft of Shelton and Naylor has the upper hand as Shelton takes second, and oh, we got trouble, looks like. I don't know who it was, but it almost looked like it was Chris Darton, car number 33, that took the ride in the grass. No, it wasn't Dalton. It was just up ahead. And I have a feeling it was a 17 and an 8 that went at it. There, Sean Galligan and Darian Taylor. Yep, it was Keith Batson turning Joshua Balkin around. And car 66, Batson spins as well. Mike Becker spins. Joshua Collard's in it. Zed Weinstein taking a little ride in the grass. So is Jeremy Doobie in car 12. Dalton comes to a stop here in 33, and he almost comes up and hits Becker. And Henrietta Fitzwater gets through as well. Brian Judge gets through, and I think he and Collard might have bumped a little bit. Caused a little bit of a bottleneck there throughout the field. Pace cards lights are off here, so we get set for green flag racing. It'll be on lap number 8. We get set to go. Arnold Columbia leads the race right now, car 27, the Kodiak Pontiac. Jessica Shelton in second position. Third is Stephanie Neuer. Fourth is William Duncan. Fifth is Trent Dunham. Kyle Matthews, Dylan Pote, Ian Dutta, Dalton Day, and Cole Daly rounds up the top 10. As the green flag about the wave once again, we're back underway here at Richmond. I need to mind you, there is no chase, and there never will be in the Castrol GTX Cup Series because we keep it old school as far as points are concerned. Stephanie Neuer making a move inside of Jessica Shelton. They almost touch, come out turn 4. Here comes Trent Dunham. Power move, 3 wide on the inside. And TD tries to go for number 2 position, Mr. Sega. He goes out of turn number 2, and Shelton and Neuer almost touch again. This time Neuer and Dunham about to get together. And now Kyle Matthews, and oh no, Pote makes it 4 wide. And William Duncan almost stuffs Jessica Shelton into the wall, but now here comes Pote. He's not giving it up just yet as he goes to the inside out of turn number 2. Matthews and Neuer almost touch again out of 2. Just some great short track action. Now Ian Dutta goes into 4th, I believe. And oh no, 4 wide again! And how they're not... Oh no, this is going to be ugly. And oh, William Duncan spins in turn number 2! And Arnold Columbia leads him back to the start-finish line. And oh! Chris Thornton just rear-ends Seth Cohen. Duncan hits Chris Thornton. Charlie Rodriguez, he's crashed. Joshua Collard's crashed. Kyle Sosnowski's crashed. Brody Talley's crashed. Fitzwater, oh my goodness. Had an accident out 2 and then 1 in turn 3. That's about usually is the case at Richmond, it seems like. Let's look again as to what happened. First to William Duncan, a shame. Duncan started on the pole. And they got 4 wide by this point between Thomas, Shelton, Matthews, and Neuer. And then Thomas suddenly, William Duncan suddenly gets turned by Dalton Day. He hits Dylan Young. And then, oh, and they had another tangle up right there. There's where Fitzwater got into his little ordeal. And I believe he got rear-ended by Joshua Osborne in the 19th. Nope, Jordan Newman hit Fitzwater, and that caused Osborne to hit him. And Zed Weinstein gets together with Osborne. And like I said, Johnny Gardner, he got into the spinning car of William Duncan. And now here's what happened about this point right here. It was Austin Talley and Darian Taylor that got into it in turn number 3. Austin just shoves Taylor up the track and stuffs him. And then a whole mess ensues right about this point. And they spin all this avoiding the wreck out of turn 4 pretty much told the story right here. And it started about this point right here with line of cars here with Weinstein and Osborne. Yeah, Weinstein spins, Sosnowski and Batson, they spin. Whew! Field goal, 3 points. Charles Jackson just threaded the needle on that one. And Michael Norman, he spins. Here, Preston Poore drives it into the grass. So does Keith Batson. Boy, if that would have been a battle for the win, but that would have been something. Oh, there's where Brody Talley, he got spun there, I think, by Mike Becker. So with the mess cleaned up, the green flag waves once again. We're back underway here at Richmond. Arnold Columbia out in front, but here comes Trent Dunham on the inside, car number 1, and Dunham, power move, takes the inside for the lead. Dunham's got a strong car at number 1 Skull Classic Ford. Dunham's last win, by the way, was in the last season he was in this series, in season 8 at Charlotte, the 500-mile race there. So you know Trent would like to get a win in his comeback in this series. And he'll be back with this ride, looks, I think, for season 13. Because we will be using these type of cars again. There will be some sponsor changes, by the way, for the 13th season in this series. And well, here comes Cole Daly inside of Jessica Shelton for, I think, the 4th position. Not been a good season so far for Cole Daly, and he'd like to get himself a couple of good runs here. Shelton, meanwhile, she's in points contention. One of the two trying to go for their second champ, trying to become the first to be a 2-time champion in this series. We've had 11 seasons and 11 different champions. Shelton being one of them, she won the season 11 championship, and now gets passed by Dylan Young, car number 2, the Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac. Battle of the beer wagons here with Miller and Coors. And the yellow flag has flown once again, looks like, yep. And I believe it might have been Zachary Fitzwater, I think, in car number 30. Nope, it wasn't Fitzwater. It might have been Darian Taylor in car number 8. I don't know who it was. Nope, it wasn't Taylor. It was, it was Poteet. Yeah, and it was, Darian Taylor was involved in the scratch, but Dylan Poteet, championship leader, I think, he has spun. The guy trying to go for the Richmond sweep. And Stephanie Naylor just gives him a little tap. And Grant Thomas is in it. Preston Plord just barely missed that one. So did Dalton Day. Poteet looks like he's going to get away unscathed. And then Darian Taylor just crashed right into him. Then he also gets Joshua Osborne and Joshua Balkin. But Dylan Poteet, one of the championship contenders, and he's out of the race. So that's going to kill Poteet in the points. And so far, 10 cars out of the race. And Poteet's the only one in the top 10 in the championship standings who's having trouble here. And actually, no, Johnny Gardner was in the top 10 in the points. And he's out of the race as well. Pace car sights are off, so let's set the field for you here. It is Trent Dunham who leads the race here. Car number 1 is Skull Classic Ford in position number 1. The Kodiak car's right behind, although different teams. Arnold Columbia driving for Blue Max Racing car 27. He's in second. Third is Ian Dutta, the Hendrick Motorsports piece, the number 25 car. Here in third. Then Kyle Matthews in fourth. Fifth is Cole Daly. Sixth is Dylan Young. Seventh, Jessica Shelton. 8th is Sean Galligan, another championship contender. 17 hours in 9th position. 10th is Preston Plord. Charles Jackson Mayonnaise runs 11th. 12th is PJ Williams. That car will have a new paint scheme next season with Motorcraft colors. Dalton Day 13th. 14th Jordan Newman. 15th is Austin Talley. And then 16th Keith Batson, Grant Thomas, Brian Judge, and Batson, and Zed Weinstein the top 20 as the green flag waves once again. We're back underway here at Richmond. Ian Dutta makes the move on the inside now on Trent Dunham. He's going to bring Kyle Matthews with him in car 42. And Matthews goes up high to try to help Dunham, but now Daly makes the move to the inside. Cole Daly. Now Dylan Young makes his presence felt. 3 wide back there for about 3rd spot. And whoa, Matthews and Young, they go side by side. 3 wide on the front stretch. And Dunham now caught on the high side now. Dylan Young makes the move on the inside of Kyle Matthews. Dylan Young, you can see how badly he wants to win his first race in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. And he's trying his doggonest to try to do so. Now he gets by Kyle Matthews in car 42 for 3rd. Daly now in the 2nd. So Hendrick Motorsports right now is 1st, 2nd, and 4th. Sean Galligan in car 17 is a Hendrick Motorsports piece. That car, by the way, will have a new scheme, a new sponsor next season with Western Auto, as Ty would be going over to the number 5 car. So Ty stays with Hendrick Motorsports with a different number. Dylan Young all over that back bumper of Cole Daly in car 24. Meantime, Ian Dutta just pulling ahead, leading the race. He's not won yet this season. Neither is Daly. Daly won twice last season, both on short tracks, and now here comes Dylan Young on the inside. Oh, and Dalton Day gets turned! Dalton Day, car number 20, gets turned, and Ian Dutta did not want to see that yellow flag fly. And it's coming out with 9 laps remaining in the race. Let's look again as to what happened coming out of turn number 2. And I think I had a hunch he got a turn. He avoids hitting the one of Trent Dunham, and yep, he got turned by Charles Jackson. And turns Dalton a hard pop in the inside wall. Goes Dalton Day here. So the Michigan winner not having a good day he was having a good day at Richmond. He was going to have a top 10 finish. He had a top 10 run going on, and he was in 9th. But truth be told, that's how Dalton's luck has been so far this season. Running good, and then all of a sudden just all falls down for him in the late going. Pace starts on the pit road. We're going to have 4 laps to go on the restart here at Richmond International Raceway. Ian Dutta has the lead. Can Cole Daly, does Cole Daly or anything, might have anything for Ian? Oh, Cole gets a good start. He was ready. Cole Daly for the lead. He's got it in turn number 2. Now, what's going to happen behind? Ian Dutta now wants that lead back. You know he does, even if it is his teammate. Cole Daly leads with 3 laps remaining now. Ian Dutta on the inside. Here comes Dylan Young. Car number 2. Oh, he about turned Ian Dutta almost. Dylan Young inside for the lead. Oh, and Dutta's crashed. Ian Dutta has crashed in turn number on the front stretch. And the pace car comes out with 2 laps to go. So that's going to mean, I believe, finally, for the first time, Dylan Young's going to win a race. Joshua Collard looks like he's crashed, and Batson's crashed. Kyle Matthews. And Batson coming out of the pits now. And the yellow and white flags have both waved. So finally, in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, Dylan Young will get his first ever win. And the veterans rule the day, by the way, too. Dylan Young wins the race. His buddy Trent Dunham comes home 2nd. Keith Batson will be 3rd. 4th will be Cole Daly. P.J. Williams, we haven't talked about him at all today. He finishes 5th. Arnold Columbia will be 6th. 7th will be Sean Galligan. 8th will be Stephanie Naylor, I believe. 9th will be Grant Thomas. I think he's, yeah, Grant Thomas, I believe, will be 9th, and Jessica Shelton will be 10th. But what a day it has been here at Richmond, as this man, Dylan Young, will finally get his first Castrol GTX Cup Series win. There it is. Dylan Young wins the Federated Auto Parts 400. He's won in so many series in our 2003 in his career, but never won in this series until just now. Charles Jackson coming on the pit road. Let's take a look again as to what happened to cause the yellow flag to end of the race here at Richmond, and ultimately gave Dylan Young the victory. It was the top 2 runners that crashed out of the race. And it was teammates nonetheless too. And it was teammates too. And they're not going to like it over there at Hendrick Motorsports. I can tell you that right now. Ian Dutta makes the move on the inside. Looks like it's going to be for the win on Cole Dally. Dylan Young, meanwhile, I think he taps. No, Ian Dutta pushed up the track. Actually, not Dylan Young. Dylan Young did not push him. Ian goes up the track, goes into Dally. Dutta, I think Young got some piece of it too. Trent Dunham just barely missed that crash, and Keith Batson goes by. And Ian Dutta's going to go upside down. 79er Jessica Shelton just missed. Whoa! And Batson got jacked up. And Kyle Matthews is barrel roll. Doot the barrel roll. Yeah, there's Matthews. He gets it. He got barrel rolled by Jordan Newman. And there's where her and Joshua Collar were both upside down. And there's Jordan Newman. He got in the crash. Preston Plord looks like he missed the crash. Batson comes up. He just rear ends Newman. Oh, and Joshua Collar was the one who jacked her up in the back end. And that sent Collard upside down as well. So what cost for Collard? And William Duncan almost comes up and rear ends Jordan Newman's car. But boy, Collard and Batson both upside down. Matthews was upside down, and so too I think was Ian Dutta. Unbelievable. Average speed 68.563 miles an hour, but for the first time ever, Dylan Young gets the win in the Castrol GTX Cup Series as he wins his first one at Richmond. What a tremendous finish here today. Or what a horrible way to finish the race, I should say, in some ways. Actually, so... Now, Ian Dutta, I think I had a little mix-up in the scoring here. Dylan Young won the race. Trent Dunham finishes second. Keith Batson third. Ian Dutta actually finishes in fourth position. So I had a little scoring mix-up here. Ian Dutta actually finishes in the fourth spot. Fifth place will go to Cole Dally. Sixth was P.J. Williams. Seventh was Arnold Columbia. Eighth was Sean Galligan. Ninth place will go to Stephanie Noah. 10th place will be Grant Thomas. Jessica Shelton will finish 11th. Still a good run for her. She survives the whole melee. Preston Plord will finish 12th. 13th, Jordan Newman. Brian Judge, 14th. Zed Weinstein, 15th position. 16th will go to Austin Talley. Then Kyle Sosnowski, Joshua Balkin, William Duncan, and Keb Shearer, the top 20 in today's event. And Batson, after all that, she finishes in 21st position. Dalton Day got knocked out because of the crash. And in fact, 15 cars knocked out of the race. And all of them because of crashes that, and some big names were knocked out here. Some of them were in the top 10 of the standings, including championship leader Dylan Poteet, 29th out of the race. Not a good day for him. But for Dylan Young, his first win in the Castrol GTX Cup Series as he takes home the title here today at Richmond. And that's going to make things interesting now in the points chase. Sean Galligan now takes the lead by 8 points now over Jessica Shelton. Third is Dylan Poteet. Fourth is Keith Batson. First, top three separated by 51 points. Keith Batson is now fourth in the points. Trent Dunham moves up in the fifth with his second place finish here at Richmond. William Duncan was sixth. I think now William Duncan is the top running rookie right now, but not by much over Arnold Columbia. He is 3 points behind Duncan. Brian Judge is 8th, so you got 3 rookies right together, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Kyle Matthews now at the 9th, is now 9th in the points. Johnny Gardner now is in 10th. So this points chase is far from over right now. Dylan Young's win moves up into the 12th in the standings. So looking pretty close right now. 300 first top 20 in the points right now, separated by less than 400 points. Joshua Osborne is now right now in 20th position. And then on down the list there, Kev Shearer is now in the basement still, but yeah, less than 400 points separate first through 23rd in the points chase. That's craziness. But Chicagoland's the next up on the Castrol GTX Cup Series Tour. It'll be the National Guard 400. Don't miss it.